I have a problem and it's right here. I own far too many special editions, and in my goal of trying to make my shelves filled with things I love, filled with my favorite trophies, and having a TBR full of things that I'm actively always interested in, and not just having random books that I've heard about once on my TBR, I need to fix this problem, because once this problem is fixed, I can hopefully move forward with better spending habits when it comes to subscription boxes. You've already seen me trying to work on this through my series Unsubscribe My Wallet, and so this is kind of just an addition to that. For 2026, I have a goal. My solution to my problem is that I want to start the 50% project. When it comes to my special editions, I would like to unsubscribe 50% of them. I would like to have read 50% of the ones that are currently on my TBR that are sitting unread in 2026. And we're gonna do this through a video project. We're gonna continue those Unsubscribe My Wallet episodes, both focusing on boxes themselves, like I have done Fairy Loot and Owl Crit Romantasy in the past, but also I am planning to just do some episodes where I'm just reading some of them that don't necessarily fit into a box. For example, I have books from Fabled Book Box and the Bookish Box that I no longer subscribe to, and I don't plan on making reviews on either of those book boxes. So those could be in just like random episodes, and I'm really excited to have a series that I can prioritize that's ongoing on my channel in 2026 that hopefully people look forward to. I know I always look forward to like reviews of subscription books and boxes, and also I feel like it's very relatable. We all have issues. If we're subscription box buyers, it's kind of an addiction, and then they all pile up and we haven't read them, and then we're just kind of feeling like we're wasting our money. So I'm planning to implement a vlog series in 2026, but today's video is just going to be going over the entire TBR I have that is my special editions. And actually, the sponsor of today's video gave me this inspiration, which is a lot of fun. I am partnering with Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform where you can take creative classes. It is for the hobbyist or the professional and everyone in between. You literally can learn a skill from scratch on Skillshare, or you can just improve upon skills you already have, which is something I tend to do. I ended up taking a class by a booktuber that I actually really enjoy called Carrie Can Reads. I've always looked up to the way she creates content, so when I saw her class on Skillshare, I knew I had to take it, and as I said, it led to this inspiration. I took a class just on romanticizing your life and helping and improving vlogs. I found so many insightful tips throughout this. I ended up taking both of her classes actually, and I plan on taking a lot more just on content creation. That is my passion, and I find that I can never ever stop learning things about YouTube content creation, algorithms, marketing, all of those things, and Skillshare is such a good platform to learn those things very quick and accessibly. There's literally world-class teachers on Skillshare, and my favorite thing also is that you can learn at your own pace. I typically watched the class while I was getting ready in the morning, eating my breakfast, having my coffee, and I liked that I could pause it, take breaks, I could come back another day. It felt very like up to me and working with my own schedule, which is something I really do appreciate when it comes to classes and how my brain operates. If you're a content creator like me, just looking to level up your content creation, your vlogging style, your marketing, your thumbnails, I highly recommend Skillshare. But I've also taken coloring classes on there. I know there's creative writing classes. There's so much to learn on Skillshare, which is why I highly recommend it. And the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Plus, you can gift Skillshare memberships to your friends and families. It makes a perfect holiday gift. Get started today. Thank you, Skillshare, so much for working with me today and literally helping me create this whole vlog concept, the 50% project. Okay, so in today's video, we are just gonna go over the TBR. We know the goal. The goal is to get this down 50% read by 2027. But what are we working with? Let's showcase the books. It's gonna be a big boy list. Okay, the first one that is the scariest is House of Flame and Shadows. This is Crescent City #1. This has been on so many I want to read lists. I need to read lists. I do think also, I forgot to say that I think at the end of this, if I don't read 50%, I have to unhaul 50% of them maybe. Like I need to hit my goal some way. And so if I don't hit it by the end of the year, we have to hit it in a different way, which will probably be unhauling things, maybe like a try a chapter tag or something. But this goal has to be hit by the end of the year. So it's kind of like these books will self-destruct, but only like 50% of them will self-destruct. Urban fantasy. I do really think I could love this one. It just kind of scares me because it's so chunky, and then I also have these like really pretty editions, and I have this problem with special editions, which is also why I need to do this, where I don't like to read them sometimes because I'm scared I'm not gonna like them, and then I have to unhaul them, and if they just sit on my shelf unread, they can sit there and look pretty for all of eternity. But I don't also want that, so it's kind of like a mindset I need to change and realize that I would rather have things I love on my shelf. So let's get to reading them, even if they're really, really pretty. I probably should have organized this into like book boxes or something, but I didn't. But this is just a regular old special edition. I got it from Acrylic Picks. I think that's how you say their names. We have the Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford. I got this in the Fairy Loot Epic Fantasy subscription. I do know I want to do an unsubscribe my wallet with these picks. I'm just waiting for the 4th pick to come in, I think, and then I'm going to give it a shot. Honestly, I think that this one is really cool looking. I haven't heard the best things about this one. It's an action-packed fantasy series where a wild band known as the Bone Raiders harness the power of gigantic fire-breathing lizards to defend their homeland. Sounds interesting. I'm not always good with like a group of people, but I think that this edition is really, really pretty, so I hope I love it. We have All That We See or Seem, which I got in the Owl Crate sci-fi box by Ken Liu. We're following an orphan hacker who's trying to live a life of digital obscurity in Boston suburb. I really have no idea what this one's about. With the quarterly book boxes, they're kind of hard because they don't have skips. So I'm just accepting everything, so I don't really look into them that much. That is why I need to read them to see if I even want to continue with the quarterly book boxes, because if I'm not liking their picks, it's really not worth it without any skips especially. So we need to read this one. Metallic Realms is another one from that sci-fi Owl Crate book box. Fantastic universes and personal dramas collide as a group of friends blur the line between real life and fiction with delightfully disastrous results. On the back, this does say science fiction isn't a portal to other worlds, it's a mirror held up to our own, which is so true. And one of the reasons I love dystopian so much is it's such a reflection of like our climate, our political climate, humankind as a whole. So I want to get more into sci-fi, but I like a very specific type of sci-fi. I don't like it to be too sciencey, but I'm hoping that when I try this subscription, I will learn a little bit more about my sci-fi taste, because really I only know that I love dystopian. This one is just a special edition. Again, I got this one from the Broken Binding. Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. This is really pretty in my opinion. I really enjoy this. I know this is a very, very epic fantasy, and I think it's going to be a little dry, but it also just like really, really intrigues me. The sun will set, the world will kneel, the stars will bleed as the shadows dance to a prophecy long foretold, a tale of war and ruin, a ballad inked in blood. This does follow 3 different POVs, which is one of my favorite types of storytelling in an epic fantasy story. I know that there's like forgotten gods and stuff and a prophecy. I think that this one's going to be really expansive and really interesting. I'm excited for everything on this list pretty much, which is why I'm like, how do I not pick them up? But it's also just like so intimidating. Like picking up a big, long, slower story has not been like my gravitation these days. And so that's why so many of these have sat on this list for so long. House of Gilded Nightmares by Aurora Gray. This is from Fabled Book Box, which I do not recommend. Actually, they no longer even exist, and you can find a lot of stuff about them on the internet. I actually have a hard time even showing off these books because how terrible of a company they are. And I canceled as soon as I found out. Now they actually literally don't exist. But I need to read this. Dark Fate Guardian book 1. Honestly, I just have not heard the best things about this. I don't think I'm really going to love it. It's a short boy. I think it's going to be a 3-star read that's just okay. And so nothing ever gravitates me towards reading this because I'm just not expecting to love it. And it just feels depressing to pick up a book that I don't think I'm going to love, but I need to because I'm also not willing to just unhaul it. Fairy Tale is another one one that I got from Fable to Book Box. This is a really pretty edition in my opinion, but of course we just talked about the book box itself. I'm scared of this boy. It's stunning, but I think it has the amnesia trope, which I don't love, and it's a long book. It's long, it's got really small printing, and it's 600 pages in this special edition. I think I could enjoy it, but I also am just like unsure, and gothic fantasy is not always my go-to, so I'm really just nervous on this one. To Bleed a Kingdom by Ella Dawes, another one that I just think I'm going to be like meh about. I'm gonna give 3 stars, so I just like never gravitate towards picking it up. I believe it's like a very traditional like fae story. I hate that these don't have synopsis on them, but the back says, "Creatures like me aren't meant to be caged, only unleashed," which is a really cool tagline, but I just have not heard the best things from my reading taste about this book, so that's scary. Speak of the Demon by Stasia Stark. This is another just like special edition I own. I have enjoyed Stasia Stark in the past, but having read the other series, I gave the first book 4 stars. I loved it, and then as I continued on in that series, I liked them less and less, and so I think that has really put me off reading this one. I'm really scared I'm going to love book 1 and then feel similar feelings of like stakes not being held, the funness of the series to go down. It just kind of breaks my heart when the first book is the favorite of mine in a series. I want each book to get better and better, so I'm just nervous about this one. It's paranormal, demon hunter vibes. It does sound really cool, so I really should just give it a shot. The Strength of the Few, my plan was to read this before 2026, however, I haven't yet. This is from the Broken Binding again. It matches my first edition. It's a sequel to The Will of the Many, which was a favorite book of mine when that came out. I really do need to get to this one. It actually just pretty much came to my house like a week ago, so I'm not that worried about this one, but it is a special edition I own, so I wanted to put it on this list still. The Ending Fire. This is a special edition from the Illumicrate 10-year sets. I have the whole series. The first 2 books of this were incredible for me. I love this series. It's probably going to be one of my all-time favorite series, so I'm really not worried about getting to this one either, but again, I wanted to put it on this list. It is a special edition I own, and they do just pile up even the ones I'm excited about. Sanctuary of the Shadow. Oh god, I've had this for so long. This is from Bookish Box. I'm not predicting to love this one. This has one of the worst ratings on Goodreads. No one I know likes this book. I'm not expecting to love it, but I think it's pretty, so it's one of those books that I've just let sit on my shelf because it's stunning and I didn't want to unhaul it. It's one of my favorite editions. I think like the art inside is really pretty. Even like the physical book. I think they did such a good job with this edition, which hurts my soul because I'm not expecting to love the actual book. So yeah, this is one of the ones that I really should attempt to get to this year because it'll probably go bye-bye and clear up some shelf space, even though I don't need that shelf space cleared up. It also just feels good for me to clear off things that I don't love to make room for things I love, even though I have a lot of room still. Warrior Princess Assassin. This is from the Fairy Loot Romantasy book box. I think this one is stunning too. I really don't want to read it because I'm worried I'm not gonna like it, and I think it's beautiful. Fairy Loot honestly knocks it out of the park with so many. I think like the colors they chose are stunning, the artwork they did. I know it's a poly romance, so that has me excited, but honestly I don't know much more. I've never read from Bridget Kemmerer before, even though I know that she's a really popular author. This one scares me, but I'm also really excited about this one. The Romantasy book box tends to be one that I'm more up to date with and excited about. I do skip on there, so I got this one expecting to maybe like it, but I'm not sure I'm going to love it. But that's kind of normal for me and every single book. The Osseous Chronicles. This is a bind up of the whole series, I believe, but it starts with the Bone Witch, and I will just count the Bone Witch. Like if I make progress in this, that's good enough for me. I just almost knocked those over. I have some really pretty artwork as well in this. This is from Arcane, and I am very, very up to date with Arcane. I either skip things I don't want, or I've already read them, or I'm really on top of reading their books. We have similar vibes when it comes to the books they pick, I think, or complete opposite vibes, and they have a really, really good skip policy, so I really enjoy Arcane. It will be the one book box I think that I have no interest in canceling at any point, but I do need to read this. I think this is actually my only book from them that I haven't read that sits on my shelf still, so I think that that's pretty impressive just in its entirety. I just don't gravitate towards this book for some reason, but also I think the edition is stunning, but all of Arcane editions are stunning. Oh god, we are in the scary part. This one is kind of done by actual book box. We're getting into Illumicrate Horror. This is the newest one from them. It's You Were Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I probably won't cancel my Illumicrate book box just because I want access to their 10-year anniversary ones. I want that early access quite a bit, and Horror Illumicrate does have a decent skip policy. I'm just really bad at skipping things. Oh child, the world was not made for ones like us. Come with us, come with us, come with us. This one intrigues me, but I will say that I expect most of their horror to be drier than what I typically like more from them. Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. There's a potential for me to like this one, but most people say I'm not going to. But I do think that it's a cool edition. I love the cover of this quite a bit. Honestly, I love Illumicrate's editions a lot as well. We have An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson, which was in the Illumicrate horror, even though it leans a little bit more fantasy. I think actually out of all of them, this probably has the best bet for me to enjoy, but we will see. Very, very nervous. And then also from them, I have Silver Nitrate by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is the one I'm least likely to enjoy, I think, even though I've heard really good things about this author from really trusted sources in the horror realm, aka Books with Lexi. She just thinks this isn't going to be my vibe and gonna be a little too slow and literary for me, but I need to try it because I need to get it off of here. Then we have Overgrowth by Mira Grant, which is from the Owl Crate sci-fi quarterly book box. This is one that I'm really excited to try. I have loved Mira Grant in the past, so I'm definitely very, very intrigued by this one. I also do have a NetGalley arc, so double the reason I need to get to it because I haven't yet and it's been out for a full year. But I think this edition is really cool. I know a lot of people didn't really love it, but I think it's really, really cool looking. So I'm excited and I hope I love this one. I hope I can keep it on my shelves because I think that it's really cool. I said really cool a lot of times. Then we have Worthy of Fate by A.N. Cottle. This is from Fabled Book Box again. I actually own the regular paperback edition of this one too. So I have two versions of it that I need to get to. This is one that you see on my TBR a lot. I'm really excited to read this one, but it just gets pushed back by other things and I don't really know why. So hopefully this will be the push I need to get to it because I do not want to unhaul this. I actually really, really want to read it. We have The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. This is from the Fairy Loot Epic Fantasy sub. Very, very excited to try this one. It'll be my first Joe Abercrombie. Now that I'm back in a more fantasy epic mood, I think it's the perfect time for me to try this. However, I am going to cry myself to sleep if I have to unhaul this, so I have to like it because this is one of the most stunning editions. I think that this is so beautiful. Like, I just love the artwork and the style of this. It speaks to my soul and I'm going to cry. I don't know anything about this book. I'm gonna go into it very blind. The worst monsters make the best allies. That sounds good to me. I just hope I love it. So for the 50% project, we have 21 special editions that are on my TBR at the start of the year, and we will have to read half of them, so 11 of them, or get rid of them somehow by the start of 2027. Wish me good luck. I'm a mood reader and not always good at this, but I'm hoping having a vlog series will just keep me accountable to it constantly. Let me know down below which ones you think that I should read first. I might actually do an episode where I randomize the comments and pick my books from there because I think that would be a lot of fun. So leave me some comments down below with the book title that you want me to read, or if there's a specific book box that you'd really be interested in me deep diving into in an episode that I did, like the Fairy Loot or the Owl Crate Romantasy. I will leave the Unsubscribe My Wallet playlist on the screen for you to check out in case you want to check that out after watching this video. I think they're a lot of fun. The Fairy Loot and Owl Crate episodes are some of my favorite videos I've ever done on my channel. I loved deep diving into the arts and the quality and the little like special things each book box gives to you. That was a lot of fun for me. And other than that, I hope you have a remarkable day. Oh, and if you want to leave me an emoji, leave me a pumpkin emoji.